Once again, we're testing the crown jewels of German automotive engineering. The BMW 730i and the Audi A8 3.2 are pitted against the new Mercedes S350. In the handling tests, the front-wheel drive A8 remains the standard against which the others are judged. Its capable handling and its 260 horsepower engine make it almost sporty between the pylons. The 7 Series is not quite as fleet-footed, but still very competent through the cones. Of the three cars, this one represents the compromise between sportiness and comfort. The S-Class is tops in terms of comfort. Automotor and Sport has yet to test a more comfortable automobile. The three premium sedans demonstrate their emergency handling capabilities in the so-called ELK test. For each car, the image on the right side shows the avoidance test conducted with the ESP switched off. With the Audi, only one of the cones goes flying. The driver of the 7 Series has to put in a little more effort, but even with the ESP off, the situation never becomes dire. The S-Class conducts itself flawlessly. In terms of driving safety, all three are more or less in the same ballpark. Even the differences in the braking test aren't that significant, but of course, the 2 meters between the stopping distance of the Mercedes and the Audi could be critical in an emergency situation, and for that, the A8 loses points. At first glance, the new S-Class looks like a whole new model. Whether or not its fender bulges are an attractive innovation remains up for debate. The BMW 7 Series was recently given a facelift and now appears somewhat more elegant and graceful. Key safety features such as the bar-shaped door handles remain intact. This is something that the A8 cannot match, but as a consolation, it shines with its reserved and pleasantly elegant design, thus making it the right choice for those who prefer a bit of understatement. They will also appreciate the shape of the Audi's trunk. The new S-Class has copied the tacked-on look of the BMW's trunk lid. So far, our comparison has yet to reveal a conclusive winner. Now let's talk about costs. The Mercedes not only has the highest fuel consumption and purchase price, it also packs a wallop with full coverage insurance, which costs more than 5,000 euros per year. The interior layout is a matter of taste. The Audi takes a more conservative approach. The gear lever sits in the center console. Materials, workmanship, and ergonomics are first-rate. The so-called MMI operating interface is simple and logical. In addition to the push knob, there are also conventional buttons for all key functions. Equally practical are the seat adjustment controls on the lower edge of the seat. The S-Class serves up top-quality interior fit and finish. The gear selector lever is now located on the steering column. The analog clock and air conditioning controls are nothing new. The operation of the controls using a central knob is an improvement compared to the predecessor model, but it's still not as intuitive as the Audi's approach. However, the seat adjustment controls in the door have been absolutely first-rate for over 20 years. Pretty much everything in the S-Class is electric, which almost makes it surprising that the trailer hitch still has to be extended by hand. The 7 Series was the first BMW with a new iDrive system. The cockpit is dominated by a large display screen. The instruments are easy to read, but the gear selector on the steering column takes some getting used to, as does the iDrive. Here, the competition does the job better. The same applies to the seat adjustment controls, with which the respective part of the seat has to be selected first and then adjusted using another button. It's as if the engineers were thinking, why make it simple when it can be complicated? In the battle for the Premium Class Cup, the BMW 730i only takes third place. Although ride comfort and brakes are in its favor, it loses ground for its drivetrain and controls. But it trails the competition by only a slight distance. The Audi A8 comes in second. It shows its strengths in costs and handling, although it is lacking when it comes to comfort and driving safety. The new Mercedes S-Class is the winner of this comparison. The S350 scores consistently well in all areas while displaying hardly any weaknesses. Particularly worth mentioning are its superior comfort and excellent safety features. Yet unfortunately, all of this also comes at a price.